Tell you what, you get Edgar since I kind of remember his Blitz inputs.
That's what I was going to say. I'll take Edgar and Terra.
Yeah, so you control those two. That was the shield, that's what he was going to have. Okay. Yeah, I just don't have anything there just yet. Oh, just get me out of the mountain. That's all I want.
I'm using magic.
Might as well. We're about to get to like a place where we can save. Hopefully I got this one right. Yeah! Still remember the Kamehameha.
Wow.
Oh yeah. So they show you when you get him, like if you go into the menu, his skills menu, it'll show you like the blitz inputs. But like his was like the fireball motion. It's like doing a Hadouken. But I growing up as a kid, I didn't understand how to do that. I was like, what? There's no diagonal button. And so I never could do it.
I can do the Hadouken. I could never do like the Shoryukens or the little kick things.
Oh,
where it's like forward and then roll, you know, or like back and then like roll halfway. I could never do those.
Yeah, I didn't until I started playing Street Fighter more and more. Didn't figure out how to do that shit.
Shoryuken.
Guess I should heal. I'm gonna die, and yeah, I'm gonna waste your MP.
You little bitch.
Yeah, what are you gonna do about it?
Oh, thanks, Zach.
Hey, we might as well be topped off, all right?
I agree. Well, we have 4 people. We're fine.
Yeah, we got
Tara's
this.
gonna be casting.
What's the worst that could happen to us?
We fall off the mountain. It's like a hiking accident. You just lose a character.
Well, maybe something similar is gonna happen soon.
They take some notes for FTL. Oh, random event. You lost a crew member. Thanks.
You know, okay, so I've heard you guys talk about FTL, and I've also seen stuff online about it. It looks cool, but it also I saw a board game that sounds like it'd be right up our alley. It's like, I think it's called like Space Cadet, and like we all sit around a table like you would play any board game. It's stupid of me to say, but like each person has like their own role, like captain or like engineering or weapons control and that kind of thing, and we all like have to do our jobs to survive, and it's ridiculously hard, like Battlestar Galactica, in terms of like crises coming up. But like what happens is, like, the cool thing about it is you control your area, but at certain points in the game you'll just have to rotate seats like during the actual game and just take control over new stuff.
Nice.
Yeah, it's really cool. It sounds awesome, but like any board game like that, it's ridiculously expensive. I should say
FTL is a damn good use of $10. It's so fun.
Oh, it's only $10?
Yeah, it's $10. If you buy it with the soundtrack, which I highly recommend you do, it's $13.
$13. How many songs is on the soundtrack?
Like 20.
Nice, that's not.
And they're pretty good. Like, I really, really enjoy the soundtrack. Actually, it's like the game is absolutely frustrating, but it's cool because you can go through like a session. It'll just be one playthrough. You know, and you'll probably die, and then you just pick it up later. Or if you do what I do, you're bored, just fucking sit there and play it for 5 hours until you're too pissed off to keep playing it. Because like it's completely random, and it's a roguelike, in the sense that like once you're dead, you're dead. You have to start over again. But the game's relatively short. It's just so randomized. Some people say it's not a true roguelike because some people say it can be a little too unfair. And sometimes I agree with that. Like, oh, random situation, you just lost a crew member. Random situation, your hull just got like damaged by 50%. It's like, fuck.
But it's really fun. I put up
It is fun.
I played with Dark Souls for a long time. That game trolled me harder than
Yeah, see, like FTL, it's random, so you accept, you understand that it's a dice roll. That game is such a dice roll, but it's fun, it's entertaining, it's lighthearted. Dark Souls just makes you want to commit murder.
So, like, especially when you lose a big pile of souls.
Oh,
Would you move? Jeez. Alright. Oh, there's a safe one here. Silly me. Okay, before we talk to this old man, let's take that. Neat. Okay. So we finally met up with the old man. Who, by the way, Bannon in this game is so freaking, like, just... He's really blunt about things. Like, hey, you killed 50 people. Like, oh, wow. Hey, thanks for bringing up that sore subject. Oh, and then this little story about Pandora's box.
Somebody went and opened it anyway.
Control. Okay, so I want you to reflect on everything you just read there. She is their last ray of light. We've probably known her for maybe a week now, if we're looking at like game time.
Yeah.
Last ray of hope because she can set things on fire with her hands.
And killed 50 people.
And just killed 50 people.
In some kind of like psychotic break that she doesn't remember.
Yeah, she has no idea, but she is the last ray of hope. And now this old man's got to go take his nap.
You're in like dire straits when that's who you turn to.
That's your last hope. Look, we just met you. We've heard that you used to work for the enemy. We heard you could just burn people in like no time at all. Okay, so here's another thing. Like I don't know if there's like maybe a story they were to expand on, but I'm pretty sure in the rest of the game, like this is never mentioned again. Like there's certain things that happen in this game that aren't really brought up again.
Yeah.
And this is definitely one of them that I was like, well, because like there is someone. Like, I'm sure it's like just a small thing, but like it just seems weird, like because there's something else that happens to Locke that they could have blamed the Empire for, but it made more reason for him to hate it. And we can talk about that later, but that's just something that always stuck out to me as kind of strange. Again, really laying on the pressure here.
Yeah.
We just met you. You guys are a bunch of fucking dicks.
No pressure or anything.
Ain't no pressure, but you're like, we're pretty fucking desperate.
Like, we kind of need you to go and just save the world. What?
It's not a big deal or anything. Alright. Join us in our battle after I rob the place.
Airlands, what?
Airlancet. There's a true knight. Glad I didn't buy it. Hey, okay. Wait, there is... Hold on, is it in here? Yes, it is! Oh, I almost missed it. White cape. I think that's a caster relic. I'll give it to her while I have the shot. Ah! Oh, that's alright. Yeah, that's definitely important. Even though I don't think there's many enemies that cast Imp or Mute or anything like that for a while.
Nothing's worse though than when they do.
Yeah, it is, but also if
like all you have is a caster and no items.
Yeah, that does suck. But at least like what I like about these kind of items in this game is that they give you like stat bonuses. Although I just, in case you hadn't noticed, like how complicated their look at those fucking stats.
Oh, I know.
Like magic power, bat power. What is battery power?
I'm assuming that's battle power.
Battle power.
Physical damage.
I always thought that and just thought of baseball when I was a kid. Which made more sense to me when like I played Earthbound and your main character just uses
the
bats.
baseball bat. I never really looked too much into the stats in Final Fantasy. I always just kind of go by the higher the number, the better.
Trust your brother who's been trying to hit on me this entire time and has probably been checking me out the whole way here. Don't you dare tell him I said anything nice about him.
Oh, those brothers.
I don't think there's any good items to buy from these guys. Yeah, in case you missed it, more sprint shoes.
What if sprint shoes stacked? Like you can buy one for every character?
Oh man, that'd be insane. You wouldn't be able to. I can barely control it right now. You would never have any control. By the way, good guess me putting the sprint shoes on Terra and not anyone else. I totally forgot about this part where we have to just control just her. No. There's like hidden down there. Another chamber pot.
Looking for poop?
Be surprised what you find in those things. I think Edgar's up here. Go trigger this scene. There he is. See, that's more sympathetic than anything else they've said. At least Edgar wasn't throwing the guilt trip on you like a lot.
I think that's pretty passive aggressive. I mean, seriously though, it'd be unfair to us. Just make up your own mind.
Yeah.
Ignore everything that we've set up to this point.
There we go. Now I can go outside. Okay, this is what I really hate about this part is that you have two choices. We're going to talk to Bannon, right? And Bannon, have you made up your decision? Will you become our last Idaho? Hell no.
Why'd you say no?
I see. So here's a little thing that I didn't know growing up, is I thought like I've done that before where I'll say no and it's like, oh, well, I guess I have to say yes. And then you say yes and they go through this cool scene where they're all around, there's all these people around the table and they're discussing their battle plans and you're getting pumped like, holy shit, we're like a little miniature revolution. But you get an item from Bannon and it's cool. It's a gauntlet which allows you to, you don't use a shield, you just use a sword with two hands. So it's more powerful. But something I didn't know until like my third or fourth playthrough, if you just repeatedly, look how depressed, he's getting so sad. If you just reject him over and over again, you skip the cool scene, but you get such an awesome item for doing it. I don't know why they reward you for being such a negative Nancy here.
What is it?
I'll show you. I think we get it right here. You're sure about this? Yeah. Fuck him. Alright, then it'll trigger this. Jesus. Someone has some self-esteem issues. And see what happens right here. This doesn't happen until after the meeting, so you skip the entire meeting. Oh my lord. Ugh. I like how the returners all look like aviation little people.
Someone did a number on him.
Whoa.
Coming this way.
Yeah, the guy in the denim jacket. Go take care of the Empire in the city, please. Woo! I love that little banter. Oh,
cute.
They're just good friends. Alright. Okay, alright, I don't know if I've been pronouncing it. I always pronounce it as Gettin Narshi, but I've heard Narshe. How would you pronounce that?
Probably just Narsh.
Narsh, yeah. I always said Narshi as a kid, because, you know, fucking child.
I don't think it matters.
Yeah.
The thing about made-up words.
Alright, we're gonna take a raft to get out of here.
Isn't this where we meet Homeboy? That motherfucker?
Yeah!
You know who I'm talking about?
I love it. He's the best. He's so great.
The fucking opera house.
Oh, don't even.
What?
Let's just wait for our conversation on that when we get there.
Oh, I can't wait.
No time to dilly dally. Jesus, stop laying on the guilt.
No, it's like, fuck, I know. I'm not blind to what's happening.
Yeah, even as we speak, people are getting slaughtered right now. But please, no, take your time, make it a reminder they want to help us.
This roller will keep you safe.
Bam,
Is that the one that lets you attack twice?
Dual wield. That's why I got it. So specifically, like, whereas Locke normally, like, you give him the gauntlet and he's strong, give him that fucking glove and he's awesome for so early in the game.
That's right, because you give him two knives.
Oh, I'm gonna go back and save. I forgot about how this part up here can be a little tricky on some. Because there's a monster you run into. It's like a winged dragon, and it fucks you up.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and if you run into it, it's good because you can get a character later to kind of learn that moveset.
Why'd you put Bannon in the back row?
Because he's okay. So I don't know if they'll explain it when I hit the river. If Bannon dies in the next part, it's game over.
Oh yeah, that's
because
right.
he's real fucking central to the story.
Right.
Here, I'm gonna mess with you and.
God damn it.
Oh wow, that's gonna look really good. At least they could have done was healed me out. I'm not gonna waste a tent. There's a place I can drop fight. Oh, I should also. Can I? Oh, I don't think I can equip him. I think he's one of those characters you get in your party that you can't touch anything on them. Yeah, but I can do this, where I look at all their equipment at once. Yeah, that's all he's got on him. Well, I really hate that because, like, I like replaying an RPG, especially one like Final Fantasy IV, where I know when characters are dropping in and out of the party. So I know to, like, take all their shit and just sell it because you know you're not getting it back.
I don't like when you don't know or forget that you're about to lose them from the party, and they happen to be like a character you really like, so you give them like the best stuff that you have.
Well, the good thing about this game is that there's certain points, in, especially when you get an airship. Spoiler alert: you get an airship in a Final Fantasy.
Whoa!
But there's that guy like that you can talk to on the airship, and I think in other places too. That it's like, hey, do you want to unequip everyone or all those who are not in your party right now? That is so handy. Like, I couldn't believe. Are you trying to pop your neck?
Yeah.
That looks so violent what you're doing. It looks like you're freaking out. Jeez. Oh, save before I go.
That's awesome, dude. There's a discussion about like RPG elements and like mechanics in the evolution of like the old like 2D Final Fantasies versus 7, and all the Final Fantasies like new systems they started to implement thereafter. And the big thing, especially with 7, is materia. The way like it was really, I guess, like the first time they fully committed, I guess, to abandoning the class system. And just gave you material.
Yeah, because I know you're talking about, like, in this game, like, they have their skill sets, but I played the, Jake let me borrow the Game Boy Advance version, and it would say, by their name, what their job title is, which, like, Terra, I think, was, like, a Mage Knight, and Sabin was, like, Monk, Edgar was, like, Engineer, or something like that.
Yeah, like, 7 was really the first time they abandoned the whole job system entirely. Because with materia, you can make anyone anything at any time.
I love that.
I like that too.
So it's such a good idea, and that's what like blew me away. Like when you're while we were talking about that, going from 7 and then you play a game like 10, where you don't have that control. It's such a every character is one track until near the end of the game, when you can choose. Like it's like, oh, I just finished Titus's track. Well, now I can jump on someone else's track if I want to.
Yeah.
But like that made me so mad. Kamari was the only one in that game that you could put him on any track, but he like until you got him through like started, like he sucked so early on in the game.
Yeah, I really liked the materia system in 7, and like this dude was like, oh yeah, I'm also Edgar. Yeah. This dude was like dogging on it and saying he's like the materia system was stupid and it's not advanced and it's like boring and dull. Yeah, I was like, did you play Final Fantasy 7? Like the materia system? And he was accusing everyone of liking it. Like, you just like it because you're looking at it through like nostalgia goggles, and it doesn't hold up, as an RPG. And like, dude, the materia system, to me at least, defined. Like, it defined RPGs from then on out. I thought it was like the greatest thing to happen. The game wouldn't have been as good without the materia system and the way it worked.
Yeah, I really did enjoy that. I don't know if it would have been as good. There's really good things, a lot of good things about it, but. That was one of my favorite things, was seeing when I first saw someone play that. I was like, what? Well, you can do that to all your characters? Like, yeah. Oh, God, it's those things. Fire. Yeah, these things have to go immediately. Oh, man. They're great for that one character later on in the game, but it's such a pain in the ass to try and run into these things again. I think it's rare if they do it, but I don't want to take it. It's literally an instant game over when they do this move. It's one of those stupid kind of things.
Yeah.
There's always that guy, always that enemy out there.
Like, remember Tom Berries?
Oh, they're in this game, too.
Do they work the same way they did in 7? Where they just slowly creep up to you, and once they get close to you, they just stab you and kill you.
I think one of them does move up to you. There's like a Tonberry, and then there's like other bosses. And
I just remember letting that happen to me, just because like the first time I fought one, what the hell is this?
Kind of curious to know.
Hey, like, what's happening? What's going on? It killed me.
If I remember right, I'm probably gonna miss like some small treasures on this part. It's like you have to fit, like you notice how it told me, hey, which way you want to go? Gave me that choice. There's certain ways that you can go. There's gonna be like a box here, or treasure here, which it's one thing I definitely don't have memorized. There's another part of the game where it's like that too, and I never memorized it.